Norm, can I call on you to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
How could anybody ever refuse you?
Thank you, Norm.
Anybody will follow me?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Here we are. Here we go. I didn't know I would be introducing this song when I'm not here tonight, but I am because I have some experience with it. This is Anchors Away, and you're probably familiar with the first verse of this. The second verse started out as a Naval Academy fight song, and that was the original origin of this, and then they adapted it probably before World War II. Yep, there it is. So anyway, Anchors Away.
Go, Stu. Anchors away, my boys, anchors away. Farewell to foreign shores, we sail at break of day. Our last night ashore, drink to the bone, until we meet once more. Here's wishing you a happy voyage home. Standing out to sea, our battle cry. We'll never change our course, so gracious things you try. Roll out the TNT, anchors away. Sail on to victory and sink the roses day goes rain. Anchors away, my boys, anchors away. Farewell to foreign shores, we sail at break of day. Our last night ashore, drink to the bone, until we meet once more. Here's wish you a happy voyage home.
That is the only military service anthem that mentions drinking.
Of course, we got that part. Congratulations.
As always, songsters never cease to amaze us.
That's so true. Even ourselves.
Today,
Yes.
Kathy Coyle.
Is she the thought for the day?
Sheila to the rescue. Always.
You know, again, once
Even when
you know what, I can pull that rabbit out of my hat. So, you know, something happened today that was really interesting, and it plays into Rotary. So, I started my job almost 49 years ago, and I've always, what was that? Where is he? Yes, I was in kindergarten. There we go. But I have always loved what I do. It has always meant the world to me. I've had the honor of working in my hometown. I get to go down and see Jack at Palamoni's. I get to go over, I used to go see Dominic at Dom's. So growing up in this community, I have kind of established a relationship with people that has gone on for many, many years, and we take care of each other. Rotary. I joined here 16 years ago, and we take care of each other. When we need something, we reach out to each other. When someone is in need or not well, we send a card or we call. We're such an amazing family, and we not only treat each other that way, but when we do projects, we reach out to communities in other countries, and we take care of them. And I am so, so proud to be a Rotarian. It is a gift. And I want to thank all of you because you're all my family. You all do wonderfully.
Thank you very much.
I sit anywhere.
Okay, front line, Spur Reporter. President-elect Joel Swanson, spirit publisher, former President Don Wentz, photographer Don Wentz, audiovisual Don Sweeney, and Marianne Rosa Greeter. Even more frontliners, sergeants at arms are not here today. We have standing in for both Sonia and Debbie Peck, David and Michael. Michael Ferrucci and David Grounds. Thank you both for sitting in. Even more frontliners. Web, Mojo, Kathy Coyle. We just learned she's not here today. Public outreach, Kelly Bowers, and videographers Sonia Sheffield. Kelly's under the weather today and couldn't be here. Next up, introduction of visiting Rotarians and guests. Do we have any visiting Rotarians? No Bob Tucknott today. Here tonight. Bonnie and Jim.
Yeah, we're here.
Great. Welcome.
Hey, Bonnie.
Hey, Bonnie.
For those who don't know, I belong to the Tri-Valley Evening Club, which meets on Thursday night, and I've been a member of that club for 18 years. So anyway, that's why I come and I visit as a visiting Rotarian, because I'm still with the other club.
All right. Any other visiting Rotarians? Yes.
It is my honor to introduce Mike from Mountain House. He's a visiting Rotarian. And
Hello, Mike. And Mike even might think about joining us because he loves Rotary so much.
Yeah, but he also loves his home club of Mountain House Rotary Club. So it's a terrible decision he has to make. Where's Rona? Oh, there's Rona. She's also a visiting Rotarian from the Mountain House Club, works with Syrian recruiting and staffing, or staffing and recruiting.
She lets her husband do it too, I think.
They both like our club, but they're already members of the Mountain House Club, which is a small club, 12 people, something like that. So I've encouraged them to visit whenever they'd like. Thank you. Wonderful. So, Rona.
Hi, Rona.
So, guests of Rotarians. Joel.
Me again. It's me again. Okay. Some good friends of ours. We raised children together and sometimes sang together. And this is Reggie and Jesse Gaylord.
Wonderful to have you here tonight. Good afternoon. I'm here to introduce my wife, Connie Canella. She's visiting, and she's here for two reasons. One, because I asked her, and two, because she likes Denny better than me.
President Pat and fellow Rotarians, I'd like to reintroduce Walt Workman, my partner.
Hey, Walt. Welcome, Walt.
Still at work?
Yeah.
Save this cheap. That's it.
Okay. Next up, announcements. Brag and boast. Anybody want to do a $20 brag this evening?
Well, you know, I'm going to do this on behalf of a couple people here. Oh, wait a minute, we have somebody? Oh, here we go. I'll let you do yours first. It's okay.
It's okay. All right. So for 2 weeks, my husband Chad and I were in Hawaii. It did not rain. So I'm bragging and boasting about that.
Wonderful.
Great.
How good was that? How good was the visit to Hawaii?
How big was
How good was it?
I thought it was like, oh, yeah, I think so. I will.
Thank you, Sheila.
I was simpatico, okay? It was for 2 weeks, so okay, $40.
Great. Excellent.
Okay, I'm going to do one on behalf of someone else, and I think it's appropriate. One of our Rotarians, unfortunately, was not able to attend the crab feed. And she had a really good reason. Because this Rotarian chose this day to get married.
She's not bragging.
No, she's not bragging, but I'm going to brag for her. So let's all raise a glass to our Christy.
Hey.
Cheers.
Congratulations, Christy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other brags? It's pretty quiet this evening. Thanks. Jeez. Okay, next up, Yvonne, are you nearby? There you are. Yvonne's going to tell us about iHouse, and how things will unfold April 11th through 12th. And we still need host families, and we still need drivers. I think we've got a mic there for Yvonne.
Oh, sorry. Well, we were just having a conversation. Okay, it's done. We have 10 students. I have host families. I'm going to pass around the clipboard. Everybody is invited to the potluck. You don't have to be hosting or anything. Could you come in?
So we're going to call this table 1.
Table 1.
There'll be a test.
Yes. Send it out around. Okay, so the one thing I want to make sure for any of the host families on Sunday morning, I'll be announcing this again, it'll be in your email, but we're doing something different this year on Sunday morning. We're going to have ranger-led talk at Sycamore Grove. So host families, when you bring your student, go to the Veterans Drive. It will take you up to the VA hospital. And the first driveway on your left will take you to the ranger station. And that's where we're going to meet at 10 a.m. It's going to be on Sunday morning. It'll be in the email, but I know people get confused because if you just say the South End Ranger Station, people will go into the parking lot across from Lenti, and it's not right. Other than that, so we have drivers, we have host families. I think you've all told me whether or not you can drive your student back on Sunday, but if the clipboard that's coming around has everything, hosts, drivers, potluck, look at that. If you didn't indicate that, that could put us in a bit of a bind on Sunday morning with a student who doesn't ever ride back. So I just need to coordinate it. We can cover it, but you gotta tell me first. So I think that's it for now. We have 10 students.
10 students, great.
Right.
And Yvonne, do we do the walk, rain or shine on Sunday morning?
Well, as far as I know, it's rain or shine, because it can't rain on this parade. But
The Rangers don't care.
the Rangers don't care, so we have an answer, rain or shine, get a poncho. All right?
It's a 90% chance of rain. Is that what it is?
Sorry, Bob, one more question. Yeah. For host families,
Yeah. What does this say? 9?
explain earning at what time do we pick you up on Saturday?
It will be Wood Family. It also will tell you on the sign-up that's coming around, but the email that you get will tell you Wood Family, about 2:30 p.m. pick up. Unless, of course, you're a driver, in which case you'll be with us all day, so 7:30 in the morning for my drivers. You will all be meeting the same old Starbucks over by the Ace Hardware, okay? And again, that's on that sign-up sheet, so if you want to take a picture or whatever you need, just flip through those pages, it's all on there. So the pressure's on, you've got to pass that clipboard to everybody so they get the information, right? Yeah. We have enough host families for the students we have.
As long as they still follow through.
Right, as long as they follow through. So if there's a drop, that could be a bit of an issue, but we're Rotary, we'll pull through it. What? I'm sorry.
You're
Because we've done it every year, we really like it.
I think you're signed up.
I think you're doing it,
signed up.
thank you.
Yeah, look on the sheet with us today. I think you're signed up. Don did. Good job, Don.
So next up, Joel is ready to tell us about the District Learning Assembly.
Yeah, me again. All right, this is on Saturday morning. Registration starts at 8 at Ohlone College. We already have 3 members of our club. We already have 3 members of our club attending. I'm going to use my FM radio DJ voice. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of very applicable training sessions for committee chairs and people who are in charge of various projects at Rotary clubs. It's really useful. You'll learn a lot. Let's see, Kathy Coyle, Stu.
Not here. I'm here.
But Stu's here, and I think you're one of the people going, and I'm going, and I don't know who else is going, so they may have arranged things themselves. But right after all the learning things, there's going to be the District 5170 final speech contest. And 2 of the students you heard give speeches last week will be there, and they'll be competing for the big prize. So it's going to be kind of exciting.
It's not too late to sign up.
I don't think it's too late to sign up. If you show up and give me your credit card number, they'll let you in. All right.
Give me
Thank you.
Thank you, Joel.
It's a touchy mic.
And I have a very special, oh wait.
Yeah.
JR.
Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
It's all yours, JR.
He needs help.
I need a bodyguard.
Yeah.
So he's agreed.
Just to make sure.
Y'all don't know this guy's like a 12th degree black belt. I found out now I take him everywhere.
Yeah.
I can say what I want, do what I want. Anyways, if you look on your tables, you'll notice there's this wonderful, beautiful flyer.
It looks like that.
Looks like that. Has a little QR code. You wanna put your phone on there, and it comes up, and you can click on there, and
Click
it'll
to, and then purchase.
Yes, and you will be privileged to attend a limited seating party being held over at Olivina Ranch. It's going to be a fun, fantastic time. We're going to feature tri-tip and spaghetti dinner, amongst other things, and you'll get a chance to support things like
The gift of reading. So on your table, these were actual copies of the notes we got back from the students from the RFL gift of reading. How many know that we give a book to every 3rd grader in Livermore?
I did.
Okay, and there's one of you who is living under a rock. Well, very good. So most of you passed. So the funds from this fundraiser will go to 3 things. Thing 1, the gift of reading, a book for every 3rd grader. The second, the Christmas party or holiday party for children. Okay, that happens around the holidays, and it's a party for children. That's why it's named that. It means that people who wouldn't have otherwise gotten a gift or a visit with Santa get one. And you're responsible for that. And the 3rd thing is the RFL, your RFL, provides funds for a Pedrosi scholarship every single year. So our goal is to raise $24,000 on that evening, and we've done some really neat things. A lot of you have bitterly complained about baskets and prizes and crap to take home. I can't tell you how many times I've heard, I have too much stuff. There'll be no stuff. You can come, you can eat, you can drink, you can have a wonderful time with your friends and family, and you can leave us your money and go home without any stuff. So we're not charging extra for that, even though a lot of you have repeatedly asked to not make you take more things home. So come, leave a little bit of money with yourselves, the RFL, and we'll be able to do this. What does this allow us to do? In years when we don't fundraise, it means that this money comes out of the corpus. It means that we're able to give less money out to the community. So we want to raise that full $24,000. In addition, if they mail before midnight tonight.
That's right.
And in fact, all the way up until the cutoff. We have a generous donor who's going to match any of the money that you give during the Fund a Need, 50 cents for every dollar you give. So every dollar you give is like $1.50. And if you gave like $1.50, that would be like $2.75. And if you gave $14.37, no, you get the idea. We won't run through the math. The engineer actually in the back ran through the math. He can tell you exactly what that is. Well, it would be $21 and, carry the one. Anyway, but the point is that your dollars will go a little bit further that night because we have an anonymous supporter of this. So come on out. There's only, how many tickets?
There originally was 100, and they're selling out fast because we already did this pitch to the morning clubs.
True.
And they're buying tickets up, so it's for the who's who.
Yep.
So if you're one of the who, show up.
Yeah. And even if you just want to be one of the who, in the back, sir, you with the arm.
Is there a limit, and do meatballs come with the spaghetti?
Meatballs do tend to come with the spaghetti, and there's tri-tip and other things too.
Salad, dessert,
plus a lot of fun.
And some wine. Yeah, all included.
Wine, all included.
Yeah, all included. Well, no, because we have several responsible servers who are actually certified by the state to make sure you don't have all you can drink. But you can have some of what you can drink. And we want to make sure that everybody gets home safe. So, it is, when is it?
It is the 25th, it's coming up.
Wow! So that's not very many days from now. That's like 17 days. That's 2 weekends and a half from now. Okay.
Buy your tickets. And there is something that you'll be taking home with you.
What, JR?
You'll be taking home some great, wonderful memories, hanging out with some wonderful Rotarians. And you will also take home a heartfelt feeling of, I did my part. And I helped out with these wonderful books. Look at that otter.
That's an otter on that page. Hand-drawn otter. All right. So we hope to see you. If you think about it, 100 tickets is only 50 couples, and since we've got about 20 tickets sold already, we're
there's almost 30.
30 down. So we're down to like 25 couples-ish, 30 couples left. So not that many. So please sign up soon.
Great.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Let's see, next week's program will be God, our own God. God, do you want to come up and just say a few words?
Oh, no.
Not until next week. Okay.
Hard
I have a very special announcement that I received from District 5170. Our own Mike Thompson received a District 5170 award for his exceptional efforts to increase membership in the district. So Mike, do you want to come up here and... Maybe Don Wentz can get a picture of both of us acknowledging this. This is amazing.
Get away from the mic. No, on one side or the other. There you go. Nope, didn't work. Something about it won't focus on it.
Want to say a few words about this?
Well, very briefly. Thank you, and I had quite a bit of help. Christine sponsored someone, Jessica Gowd. I hope I haven't forgotten anyone. I think that was about it. But anyway, really appreciate it. And it was fun doing it. And thank you again.
Thanks very much, Mike. Next up, we have this week's program, and I think, Mike, you'll have to come back and introduce our wonderful speaker.
My pleasure. Before I get to Dennis' bio, what he gave me. Den is a good friend to several of us here. He's one of our new Satellite Club members. And he's a fair golfer, especially when he chooses the right partner. But Anyway, Dennis Freitas was born in Portland, Oregon. He enlisted in the United States Air Force, where he became a mechanic on the B-47 Stratojet. He married Evelyn White while in the Air Force, went back to school, graduated from Portland State University with a Bachelor of Science in Business. He was hired by Procter & Gamble after college, several different positions in sales, marketing, government relations over the 38 years. One of those rare times that doesn't really happen today where you stay with the same company for your whole career. With Procter & Gamble, he lived in Seattle, Eugene, Pleasanton, Miami, Dallas. Came back to Pleasanton during his career. He's now a volunteer docent at the USS Hornet Sea and Air Space Museum. And so it's my pleasure to welcome Dennis to tell us about that.
Thank you, Mike. Hello, folks. I think I've got a slide here. Yeah, I'm with the, I'm a volunteer aboard the USS Hornet. Let me ask a question. Are there people here who are in the Navy? We have some people who are in the Naval Academy, right? Yeah. Did any of you serve on a submarine, on an aircraft carrier? So this will be new news to you, on an aircraft carrier.
An aircraft carrier, it's a flat top.
So, I go by Denny also. Most of my friends call me Denny. But Dennis is my formal name. That's when I negotiated painting my house. I was Dennis then. I've been a docent on the USS Hornet for 10 years. And I've been asked questions. I encourage you, if I go through and you don't understand something, raise your hand and I'll answer it. And since nobody else served on an aircraft carrier, I'll give you an answer and you won't know if it's right or not. No, I'm just kidding. I'll try. If I don't know, I'll tell you. No, I didn't serve in the Navy, and I get asked that question, or on the ship, I get asked that question a lot. I tell them, just because you served on the ship doesn't mean that you know the ship. A guy came up to me and he served on the Hornet in 1964. And he asked me, when did they put that escalator in? I said, 1957. You mean it was here when I served on the ship and I didn't know it? On an aircraft carrier, it's a very big city. It's got 3,000 people aboard in World War II. Today, those carriers have about 6,000, 5,000 to 6,000 people. So it's a city, and if you wander around looking for stuff, you just get in people's way. So typically you know where you work, where you eat, where you sleep. You don't know the entire ship. So we docents go through training where we know a little bit about most of the ship. What we're going to talk about today is what docents do, a history of Hornet, and the Hornets in World War II, in the museum. That's a picture of the museum there as you drive up to it. And we'll talk about volunteers on the Hornet, what volunteers do. Most of the people there are volunteers. And then I've got a little extra, if we have time, I'll get to those pictures. So here's what docents do. First of all, we do paid guided tours. We used to do them for free. But what would happen is people would come aboard when the doors open and sign up for tours in the future. We'd get our list full. Other people would want to go on that same tour and we had to turn them away. But then when time came for the tours, people don't show up. So we turned people away and the people who signed up didn't show. So we started, it's I think $11 for a tour. Everybody shows up now. We answer questions like, when did they put that escalator in? And we tell stories and anecdotes, we won't have time for that, but I just told you one, about the guy who served, the officer who served in 1964. We talk about how people lived. And then we also support the STEM programs on the ship and other things on the ship. There are some guys who do that routinely, and they're very good at it. We'll talk about the history of the name Hornet. We're going to do that right now. There are actually 8 ships named Hornet. Hornet is a name that the Navy's had since 1775. I'm not going to talk about each of these. But today, the name Hornet is still in the Navy, but they're airplanes. There's an FA-18 Hornet. It's been decommissioned, and now they have an FA-18 Super Hornet. So the word Hornet has been around. When it started in 1775, there was a Hornet and I just lost the other one. But anyway, a Wasp. And they both were there to sting the crown, essentially. The 7th Hornet was an aircraft carrier, CV-8. Let me kind of explain what CV and 8 are. That's the way the Navy designates their ships. They've got cruisers, they've got battleships, which would be BB, they've got cruisers that start with C, they've got other ships, and that's a way to identify them. The C came from cruiser because the first aircraft carrier, they didn't have one. So they used the cruiser one, put the C in. The V is for voler, or to fly. And that also stands for fixed wings airplanes are used in this ship. Later on, there'll be other other letters added to it. Today's aircraft carriers are CVN, meaning they have nuclear power aboard. That's the 8th aircraft carrier that the Navy built. Right now we're up to 38, I believe. Yeah, 38. So that's the Gerald Ford. This ship was commissioned in October of 41, and it was sunk in October of 42. Yeah, it didn't have a long life, but it had a very memorable life. For one thing, it did everybody know what the Doolittle raid is? Is there some? Yeah. I run across a lot of people who don't know what the Doolittle raid is, or what Doolittle Drive, what it was named after. There's more young people. You know, we older folks do know about the Doolittle raid. But anyway, that was right after the war, right after the attack on Pearl Harbor. The government had to think up an idea of how we could get back to the Japanese. We weren't prepared for war in 1941. I attended the museum, the World War II Museum in New Orleans, and they had a little display where they had soldiers in a row, stacked up, each one of them represented 1,000, and they had Germany like this, they had Japan like this, and the United States. We were down there. After World War I, we didn't want anything to do with war, so we weren't financing war. But we wanted to get even, so they did the Doolittle raid, where they put B-25s, that's an Army airplane, a medium bomber, on the Hornet, went out to sea, and then bombed Japan. It was tell the Japanese, we're going to get even with you. It also was to build morale in the society. From there, Hornet went down to Midway, and it participated in the Battle of Midway. There is a story about what happened to the Hornet in Midway. You may know this, that we sunk 4 of their aircraft carriers. The Hornet participated in that in an indirect way. I want to tell you this story because it's an interesting one. The way it did it indirectly was the Hornet launched its fleet And the fleet will consist of dive bombers, torpedo bombers, and fighters to protect them. And they're going the wrong way. The torpedo bomber commander said to the commander of the group, I'm not going to name names, we're going the wrong way. He'd been with him before where he lost the ship. He wasn't a good navigator. And so he knew where the direction was, and he took his torpedo bombers over to the direction, and he found the fleet. There was 15 of them. They went in and attacked the fleet. All of them were shot down. Only one person survived out of the 30 that were there. But what they did by attacking them, a torpedo bomber gets down to 50 feet above the water. The Japanese fighters are coming down there. The dive bombers from the other two ships that were there, from the Enterprise and from the Yorktown, were up at 16 to 20,000 feet. They dive bombed on those carriers and sunk 3 of them. One of them was sunk later, so you can see what their outcome was. So that by accident, the Hornet contributed to that. From there, it went to something called the Battle of Santa Cruz Islands. That is really about Guadalcanal. And this is where it was sunk. It was one of the, during World War II, there were 6 carrier battles where our carriers are trying to sink their carriers. Because the carrier in the Pacific was the primary weapon. Even though the Japanese had the biggest battleship in the world, it wasn't the battleships that were used, it was the carriers. Because you could be 200 miles away and still attack a target. With a battleship, you got to be 24 miles away. That puts you at risk from the enemy attacking you. But when they attacked Pearl Harbor, we didn't know where they came from. So there were several carrier battles, and this was the second one, and this Hornet was sunk there. While that was going on, the 8th Hornet, CV-12, which the museum became CV-12, we'll talk about that. It was built in 1942, it was started. Keel was laid in August of 42, and it was in the water in August of 43. So just 1 year it was in the water. Then in November it was finally commissioned and went out into the war. It was going to be named Kearsarge in the beginning, but as the Navy does, they lost the first Hornet, so they renamed it. That happened to the Yorktown, happened to the couple other ships. We'll talk a little bit about CV-12 in World War II. It was a very productive ship, actively shooting down enemy airplanes. We have this thing that would be painted on the side of the island. The island is that tall building on the side of an aircraft carrier. It's called the island or the superstructure. And it's the scoreboard, so it's to keep track of what's happening in the war. How are we doing? Each one of these flags, I'll point out, each one of these flags are the Japanese battle flag. Each one of them represents an airplane, a Japanese airplane, that airplanes from the Hornet either shot down or destroyed on the ground. So quite a few. It was very productive. AK is a symbol for a supply ship, and it's got the national flag of Japan there. Those ships are the ones that are supplying troops or supplies to the other Japanese troops. So we're out sinking them with our torpedo bombers or dive bombers. CV says that they sunk an aircraft carrier. They didn't. It wasn't sunk. That was at the Battle of Midway. The Battle of another battle. I'll get to it. But they thought they sunk it, the team that was out there fighting, And they came back and reported they sunk it, so they gave them credit. Later it was found out it was sunk by a submarine. The CL is a cruiser, a light cruiser. DD is a destroyer. And there's the Yamato. It came out towards the end of the war, kind of on a suicide mission for them. Everybody went down with the ship. But nobody can take credit for sinking it because by that time, the Japanese had no defenses at all. At the Battle of Philippine Sea, the Japanese attacked our fleet first. But in the end, their pilots were all new because they'd lost all their good pilots during the war. They didn't have the luxury of sending pilots home to retrain new pilots like we did. You know, the population is 1/10 the United States. So it was kind of stupid to start a war with us, but they had their purpose. On the side, let's see, let me go back here. On the side here, strikes, that means this is where we went in and softened up an island or a place so that troops, Marines typically, could come in and take that place, take it. So that's what the strikes are. So this is a picture on the island. As you can see, it's painted on the side. Not that many yet. And yeah, there's guys after a long day of fighting taking a nap. Okay, here's a kamikaze that missed Hornet. Hornet was attacked 59 times during World War II, and it was never hit by a torpedo or a bomb. And that was a picture of a kamikaze that missed. But it didn't make it to the end of the war. I already said that. Did you put that on there? No. It didn't make it to the end of the war because here's what happened. It was in a typhoon. And it was June of 45. The war was over in August of 45. It was, you know, the treaty was signed in September. So in a typhoon, this is what happened to the flight deck. It collapsed it. As it was going through the waves were coming up underneath. The edges of the flight deck overhung the water. And it was going like this, collapsed it. They tried to take off airplanes after that. The way you take an airplane off of an aircraft carrier is you turn it into the wind, and you want to get 30 knots of wind over the deck. That way, the plane has a shorter distance to travel to take off. I'm talking about propeller days, okay? They had catapults on the Hornet in the old days, but they used the catapult if the ship was stopped. They fired an airplane off that way. Today it's different. But the ship launched its airplanes. What it did to launch them, it stopped taking them off going forward because the wind was swirling and one of the planes crashed. So they turned the ship around backwards. I'll tell you how fast this ship is. It was almost as fast as today's ships. They're longer, so they do travel a little faster. But when it supply ships, their top speed was 12 knots. They traveled at 6 knots. This ship backed into the wind, going 18 knots backwards, and it launched the airplanes off the back of the ship. Yeah. Wow. So it came back here to went over to Hunter's Point, was repaired, went back over to the Pacific, and then was in part of what was called Operation Magic Carpet. As you can see, they put these right in the hangar bay so that sailors, they didn't care, you know, they just want to get home, you know, so not just sailors, I said sailors, but this would be for the Marines and for the Army. And here you can see by this picture how many of them were on the ship. The Hornet was very productive in World War II, as I talked. I pushed the wrong button. Of the 30 of the 43 pilots became aces at the Battle of the Philippine Sea. An ace, for those of you who don't follow that stuff, is if you're a fighter pilot and you shoot down 5 airplanes, enemy airplanes, you become an ace. So 30 out of the 40 pilots became an ace. There was 10 that became ace in a day. And the Battle of Philippine Sea has a nickname. But let me just tell you about this, 10 aces in a day. What happened is the Japanese were launching their airplanes and they were recovering them on Guam. And so they'd come in, attack us, get in a dogfight or whatever, then go over to Guam and land. And what these guys would do is they would get at the end of the line and start shooting down one, start shooting down another, start shooting down another, until they got 5, they got an ace. Yeah. And the Hornet was awarded 9 battle stars and 10 presidential citations. So a very memorable, and to me, this ship is, the reason I got involved is I'm kind of a fan of World War II things.